Most Bronco owners drive these trucks for years and never find half of what Ford puts inside them. I'm RJ, 20 years working on Fords. These are 20 hidden Bronco functions that most owners never discover, and a few that can genuinely save you money or get you out of a bad situation on the trail. Let's get into it. Number 20. The front camera washes itself. If your Bronco has a front-facing camera available on higher trims, you already know it gets dirty fast on any trail or gravel road. What most owners don't know is that it cleans itself automatically. Pull your windshield washer level toward you instead of pushing it. The system sprays washer fluid on the windshield as normal, but simultaneously sprays the front camera lens. One motion, two surfaces cleaned. Most owners with a dirty camera reach for a rag. They don't need to. Pull the lever. The camera cleans itself. Number 19. There's a bottle opener built into the truck. On the driver's side rear pillar, near the back of the cabin, Ford built a functional bottle opener directly into the metal. Small slot, easy to miss, completely intentional. Find it once and you'll never forget it's there. Number 18. Dead key fob? The Bronco still starts. This next feature can save you from an expensive roadside call. Your key fob battery dies. You're in a parking lot, or worse, on a trail. The Bronco says no key detected. Most owners assume they're stuck. They're not. Open your center console, remove the storage tray, and lift the small carpet panel underneath. You'll see a key fob-shaped recess molded directly into the console. Place your dead key fob in that recess and press the start button. The Bronco detects the key fob through the console and starts normally. Ford built a backup starting location into that specific spot for exactly this scenario. The owner's manual mentions it. Almost nobody reads that section before they need it. If you're in an emergency and can't access the console, there's also a physical key blade hidden inside the fob itself. Press the small release button on the fob, slide the key out, and you can manually unlock the door. Then, use the console trick to start the engine. Dead fob doesn't mean dead truck. The console recess is there for a reason. Number 17. The heritage markers hidden across the truck. Ford embedded Bronco silhouettes throughout the interior. On the traction control button, the air recirculation switch, the GOAT mode model, the hood release. On the gas cap alone, there are 3 depictions of first-generation Broncos from the 1960s. None of these do anything functional. Ford put them there because the people who designed this truck cared about where it came from. Once you start looking, you find them everywhere. Number 16. Sync 4 locks up. Here's the fix. Sync 4 is significantly more stable than earlier Ford infotainment centers, but it still freezes occasionally. Screen won't respond, navigation locks, audio controls stop working. Most owners either restart the vehicle or sit waiting for it to resolve. There's a faster fix. With the vehicle running, press and hold the volume knob and the track forward button simultaneously. Hold both for approximately 10 seconds until the screen goes dark. Release, the system reboots on its own, usually within 30 seconds. If your phone is plugged in, unplug it before the reboot and reconnect after. This resolves the majority of Sync 4 glitches without a full vehicle restart. Volume plus tracks forward, hold 10 seconds. That's the Sync 4 reboot. Number 15, the tailgate opens to 2 different positions. The rear gate stops at 90 degrees. Most owners assume that's fully open. Push the gate slightly past 90 and it releases to a significantly wider position, almost flat against the side of the truck. This matters in tight parking lots where a fully open gate would hit the adjacent vehicle. It matters when you need maximum loading access on the trail. Both positions lock and hold in wind. Number 14, the cargo floor is a cooler. Under the rear cargo floor panel, there's an insulated compartment with a rubber drain plug at the bottom. Ford designed it to hold ice. Fill it, use it as a portable cooler. Drain it through the plug when you're done. It's not a replacement for a proper cooler on a long trip. The insulation is basic and ice won't last all day in summer heat. But for tailgating, camping, or a day at the trail, it's instantly accessible cold storage that's already built in. Most owners use that space as a standard cubby and never know it drains. Rubber plug at the bottom, it's a cooler. Use it. Number 13, windows not working right? This fixes a problem owners regularly think requires a dealer visit. After a battery replacement or any electrical work, the one-touch power windows often stop functioning. The windows still move when you hold the switch, but the automatic up and down feature is gone. The system lost its memory of the window's travel limits. The reset procedure is specific. With the vehicle running and the doors closed, fully lower the window by pressing the switch down. When it reaches the bottom, hold the switch down for 5 additional seconds. Then, immediately reverse. Pull the switch up until the window fully closes. Hold the switch up for 5 more seconds after it reaches the top. Complete the full sequence for each affected window. The one-touch function restores. If your windows are dragging against the seal or bouncing back down when you close them, the same reset often fixes that. The system just needs to relearn where the limits of travel are. Full down, hold 5 seconds. Full up, hold 5 seconds. Windows, reset. Number 12, the fender flares come off. All 4 of them. This applies to both Sasquatch and non-Sasquatch Broncos. The size differs, but the process is identical. Each fender flare is held by 5 quarter-turn fasteners. Pull them, pull the flare away from the body, and it comes off cleanly. This matters for trail use, where added width creates clearance issues. It matters for cleaning behind the flares, which collect debris that causes paint damage over time. And if you damage a flare on a rock, replacing one panel is a straightforward job. Ford made these replaceable on purpose. Most owners treat them like permanent body panels. 5 quarter-turn fasteners, flare off in under a minute. Most owners don't learn these features until they're already stuck on a trail, dealing with a dead battery, or trying to diagnose something that isn't actually broken. That's exactly why I put together the Ford Longevity Blueprint. Mileage checkpoints, maintenance intervals, and the things I'd inspect before small problems become expensive. Links below. Number 11, the Bronco comes with its own toolkit. Every new Bronco ships with a dedicated tool pouch containing everything needed to remove and reinstall the doors. Bronco branded, sized for the specific hardware on the vehicle. The kit also includes a locator pin. Thread it loosely into the lower door hinge location before reinstalling a door. It guides the door onto the hinge without scratching the body. Most owners who struggle with door reinstallation don't know the locator pin exists. Number 10, the key fob rolls all windows down at once. Press unlock once on the key fob to unlock the doors. Press unlock a second time and hold it. All 4 windows begin lowering simultaneously. The practical uses? Ventilating a hot interior before you get in on a summer day, and preparing to remove the doors. You want windows down before disconnecting the door wiring harness. On many Broncos, a similar hold on the lock button raises all windows. Worth testing on your specific truck. Unlock twice, hold. All 4 windows down at once. Number 9. The interior has multiple accessory-ready mount points. Throughout the Bronco's interior, Ford installed threaded mounting locations marked accessory-ready behind the hero switch panel, on the roll bar, along the rear quarter panels. These are engineered integration points for GPS units, tablets, cameras, grab handles, and storage systems. The mount behind the hero switch panel is specifically positioned for electronic devices. Threaded, secure, at eye level for navigation visibility on technical terrain. Most owners see these points and assume they're aesthetic details. They're not. They're functional mounting infrastructure Ford built in before you decide what you want there. Number 8, the auxiliary switches are already wired. All 6 of them. If your Bronco has the 6 overhead auxiliary switches, the wiring is already run throughout the vehicle from the factory. Ford didn't just add switches, they routed circuits to specific termination points designed for different accessory types. One circuit ends at the front grille area, sized for driving lights. 2 terminate behind the glove box for communication equipment or electronics. 1 runs above the windshield for roof-mounted light bars. 1 routes to the rear quarter panel for a compressor or cargo area power. Adding an accessory to any of these circuits requires connecting to the existing termination point. No firewall routing, no running wire through the cabin. The infrastructure is already there. Critical note, this option must be selected at the time of ordering. Ford does not retrofit the wiring after the fact. If you're ordering a Bronco and have any interest in aftermarket lighting, communication gear, or accessories requiring power, select the auxiliary switches option before you finalize the build. Adding it later means running all new wiring from scratch. The wiring is already there, but only if you ordered it. Don't skip this option. Number 7, that popping sound after door removal usually means one thing. Remove the Bronco doors, reinstall them, and you might hear a rhythmic popping or clicking sound while driving. Most owners assume something went wrong during reinstallation and head straight to the dealer. In most cases, it means the door mounting hardware isn't fully torqued. Tighten the bolts with a 13mm socket, top and bottom, and the sound typically stops immediately. Before assuming anything is damaged or misaligned, tighten the hardware first. 9 times out of 10, that's the entire fix. Popping after door reinstall. Tighten the bolts with a 13mm. Check that first before anything else. Number 6, the floor has drain plugs built in. Broncos with the marine-grade vinyl washout floor option have drain plugs recessed into the floor panels. Rotate them to open, rinse the interior, and the water runs out. These protect the floor plan and wiring harnesses from moisture accumulation after water crossings or heavy rain. Water that infiltrates under the flooring has somewhere to go instead of sitting against electrical components. After any deep water crossing, check under the floor mats. If moisture collected there, open the plugs, let it drain, reinstall. The specific drain plug configuration can vary by trim and build. Check your owner's manual for the layout on your specific truck. Know where your drain plugs are before you need them on the trail. Number 5, the hood has built-in tire placement markers. Look at the leading edge of the Bronco's hood. There are 2 raised sight markers positioned at the outer edges. Ford put them there to show the driver exactly where the front tires sit relative to the hood line. In rock crawling or technical terrain, knowing precisely where your tires are without a spotter is a real advantage. These trail sights let you place tires on specific rocks or avoid obstacles without guesswork. Broncos with the front camera system use the camera for this same purpose. Trail sights are the mechanical version. Works without electronics, without a screen, and without a co-pilot. Number 4, you can switch off adaptive cruise control. If you prefer standard cruise control over the adaptive system that adjusts speed based on traffic, you can toggle the adaptive function off through the vehicle settings menu under features. The setting can be reversed at any time through the same menu. Each time you activate cruise with adaptive off, the system will chime to confirm. The cruise control itself functions normally as a standard speed hold. Number 3, trail one-pedal drive removes the need for the brake pedal. On technical off-road terrain, managing throttle and brake separately while reading the trail ahead is one of the most common causes of mistakes. Trail one-pedal drive reduces that problem significantly. When activated, lifting off the accelerator triggers progressive controlled deceleration, enough to bring the Bronco to a stop without touching the brake pedal in many situations. The response is measured, giving fine control over speed and momentum on rock faces, steep descents, or slow technical sections. To activate, press the Trail Features button at the center of the GOAT mode style while in 4-wheel drive high or low. If you're running trail control, the Bronco's off-road cruise system for slow-speed trail navigation, you can switch to one-pedal drive by pressing Cancel on the steering wheel. Use trail control for maintaining consistent momentum across longer sections. Switch to one-pedal drive when you hit technical terrain that demands precise speed control moment to moment. Most Bronco owners who have this feature have never turned it on. The owners who use it consistently say they can't imagine technical trail driving without it. Lift off the accelerator. The Bronco decelerates on its own. That's the whole system. Number 2, Trail Turn Assist makes tight turns look impossible. Trail Turn Assist is one of the most visually surprising things the Bronco can do, and one of the least understood by drivers who have it. When activated through the Hero Switch panel, the system applies brake pressure to the inner rear wheel during a tight turn. That braked wheel acts as a pivot point. The Bronco rotates around it, dramatically reducing turning radius. making spaces that would normally require a 3-point turn navigable in a single motion. The conditions for activation are specific: four-wheel drive, high or low, speed under 12 miles per hour, and steering wheel at or near full lock. These aren't arbitrary limits. They're the conditions where tight turning is genuinely needed and where the system can operate safely. The critical restriction? Use trail turn assist on loose terrain only: dirt, gravel, mud, sand. On dry pavement or hard surfaces, the inner wheel can't slip as the system requires, which creates stress through the drivetrain. Loose terrain only. Most Bronco owners discover this feature by accident. The ones who learn to use it deliberately say it changes which trails they'll attempt. Activate in 4 high or 4 low, under 12 miles per hour with full steering lock. Loose terrain only. The Bronco pivots on the inner rear wheel. Number 1. Ford designed the Bronco to be discovered. After spending time around Broncos, you start to notice something. Ford didn't build this vehicle like an Explorer. They didn't build it like an F-150. They built it like something that rewards the people who pay attention. The bottle opener on the rear pillar. The coordinates stamped on a roll bar pointing to Johnson Valley, California, where Ford conducted development testing before the Bronco ever reached a dealership. The trail sights on the hood that only make full sense when you're crawling over rock. The drain plugs for situations Ford expected owners to end up in. The auxiliary switches pre-wired to locations that make sense for how people actually use the truck off-road. None of this was accidental. Ford's engineers put heritage markers across the interior because they wanted this truck connected to the original from 1966. They built drainage into the floor because they assumed owners would cross water. They ran 6 circuits through the vehicle before anyone ordered a single accessory because they knew owners would want to add things. Ford Longevity Blueprint is in the description. If this helped you, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.